In the 1970s, scientists in a Stanford University laboratory conducted an experiment that revealed that the game of ego and power is not just a part of civilization, but also a part of nature. A group of monkeys was placed in an enclosure where food was given, but each time only one monkey could reach it first. Gradually, a hierarchy formed within the group. One monkey, slightly stronger, faster, and braver than the rest, slowly became the alpha. He ate first and pushed others away. If anyone approached, he bared his teeth, screamed, and struck. The other monkeys stepped back, having accepted the rule. He was the king. Over time, the alpha became more powerful, and the others began to bow, lowering their gaze in his presence. The spot where he sat became sacred. Scientists noted that the alpha's testosterone levels were significantly higher than the others. His gait was slow and confident, exuding a glow of dominance, but along with it grew his ego. He no longer merely saw others as subordinate. He considered himself superior, marking the beginning of his downfall. One day, researchers introduced a young, energetic, fearless monkey into the enclosure who tried to get the food before the alpha. Silence fell. The alpha attacked, beat him, and the others witnessed the defense of power. Yet the young monkey persisted, falling and being beaten repeatedly but never giving up. Gradually, the other monkeys noticed the alpha was not as fast as before. He was aging, his roar less commanding. Then, a deadly fight broke out between the new monkey and the old alpha. Screams, claws, blood, and dust filled the air, and within minutes the old king fell. The others saw the one who once terrified them now defeated, and they slowly stepped back as nature's law was clear. The loser is no longer king. For several days, the old alpha sat alone, neither eating nor looking at anyone, hiding in a corner. No one feared him now. Other monkeys attacked and pushed him. He could not comprehend why those who once saluted him now looked at him with contempt. Scientists observed his testosterone had dropped, and he had weakened physically. The deepest wound, however, was to his pride. His eyes held a void only those who once considered themselves godlike and then fell could feel. This experiment showed not just animal behavior, but the truth about the human mind. Whenever we gain power, testosterone rises. Dopamine makes us euphoric, and our mind convinces us we are invincible. But this high is temporary. When power is lost, our ego collapses, just as it did for the alpha monkey. We enter depression, pity ourselves, and cannot tolerate a new alpha, because pride becomes identity. And when it breaks, we ask, who am I now? Humans are no different. How often have you seen someone succeed and felt envy? How often have you lost power and felt worthless? Society plays the same hierarchy game. Alpha and beta, boss and employee, leader and follower. We all try to protect our place, and when it's shaken, we break internally, for it is not merely loss, but death of ego. 3 weeks later, the old alpha died, not in a fight, not from a predator, but from the emptiness within. He stopped eating. Life had left his eyes. He was no longer leader or follower, just a broken shadow. This was the first documented case of psychological death from loss of power, a suicide of pride. The experiment taught that ego never gives true power. It only gives an illusion. Once we believe we are above all, we begin to fall internally. True power is in awareness, in knowing, I am not king. I am part of this. Every living being has a hunger, food, survival, dominance, but the deepest hunger is for control. When this desire exceeds bounds, it becomes pride. Pride is not just human. It is encoded in our DNA, so deep even monkeys feel it. This is why we are not different from them. Pride, or ego, is the mother of all sins, the first poison in the body from which other sins emerge. Greed arises from ego believing one deserves more than others. Lust is born when one sees others as objects. Envy emerges when we hate the happiness of those who have what we don't. Gluttony arises when we take more than needed at the expense of the hungry. Wrath blinds one into thinking they are right, imposing their judgment as divine law. Sloth, too, is ego believing one is above work, and others will serve them. Christian ideology sees pride as not only a sin, but the source of all sins. But without God, where is the harm in ego? In Lucifer's case, pride was hubristic, excessive self-conceit, wanting not only to be above, but to claim a throne among the stars, leading to his fall. Pride is complex. For some, it is the root of all sins, for others, a source of inspiration. Many argue pride in achievements is not wrong, but most overestimate their role, forgetting the circumstances, fate, or divine hand behind success. Psychologist John Amodio notes that pride is not true self-worth. When self-esteem is based on achievements or image, it is fragile. Real self-worth comes from accepting oneself without accomplishments, as achievements are temporary. Otherwise, we become addicted to external approval. Is pride inherently bad? Or a double-edged sword that becomes glory if used rightly, ego if wrongly? Are you master of your pride, or has it mastered you? Studies in 2007 by Tracy and Robbins divided pride into authentic and hubristic. Authentic pride arises from achievement, confidence, productivity, and true self-respect. Hubristic pride arises from dominance over others, social validation, and hunger for external admiration. Lucifer exemplified hubristic pride, desiring supremacy and setting his own throne, leading from heaven to fall. Pride, therefore, can motivate or destroy. Its misuse, overestimating one's role and ignoring circumstances, creates arrogance. Today, humans are lost in their image. Social media mirrors, likes, followers, glamour, neglecting real life, emotions, relationships, and experiences. Narcissism alienates us from others and the world. Those with false confidence and ego push us down to cover their own insecurities. National pride, unchecked, divides societies and fuels hatred, as in Germany under National Socialism, or in religion, when superiority breeds contempt. Even acts of religious devotion can mask ego. A Muslim believing he prays more, a Buddhist meditating more, a Christian considering himself humbler. True humility, as noted by Tibetan scholar Alan Wallace, is fertile ground. Pride, like a mountaintop, is cold and barren. We often take pride in our country or achievements, forgetting we did not choose our birth, talents, or circumstances. Pride without reason becomes cheap, as Schopenhauer observed. Only those with true merit can feel rightful pride. Achievements are rarely solely our own. They are supported by fate, resources, and opportunity. Ego tricks us into feeling superior, judging others as lesser for circumstances beyond their control. The Bible reminds, "Do not boast on branches. Roots sustain you, not leaves." Pride is thus not inherently evil. It can be gratitude for achievements when not used to elevate oneself above others. Misused, it becomes destructive. In conclusion, pride or ego, when rooted in illusion, social validation, or superiority, is negative. Authentic pride, rooted in accomplishment and self-respect, is healthy. The choice is ours. Let pride elevate or corrupt. The question remains, are you the master of your pride, or has it mastered you?